It's now time for another episode of the Off-Road Toolbox. A Jeepers guide to everything off-road. Powered by Best Price Trailers.
Hey, welcome back to another episode here with Bart and I.
Hello. And Rob.
Like you don't know who we are.
Hello. And Rob.
Hello.
And Rob's over there along with Hayden. Hayden.
Aurora.
Aurora.
We've got Aurora.
Aurora just gave me the stink eye.
We were just talking about Hayden. Hayden does a lot of our social media stuff now.
Yes, she does.
And she is, if you see this on social media, perhaps on YouTube or Instagram or Jeep Beach Radio or Jeep Beach's Facebook page and clips of any of these podcasts, she is helping us out, and she's kicking some butt with that.
Yes, she is. So, but anyways, we want to thank Randy's Place.
Thank you, Hayden.
Hayden. Randy's Place, Hayden, all of America. We want to thank you.
Right.
But anyways, we do want to thank Daytona Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram for helping us out. We also want to get a big shout out to B&B Fasteners and Supply over there in Norman Beach for helping us out with tools that we need to do our teaching with. And of course, Best Price Trailers. They're the ones that have supplied us our trailer, and you can catch them at bestpricetrailer.com. So anyways, how do we want to approach this?
So what are we talking about? What's going on here?
Because this is one of those things that you and I have had conversations along with others about. And it's a touchy subject.
Whether it's YouTube or in-person training
versus
a proclaimed, self-taught professional expert and somebody who's been trained.
Correct.
And there's a big difference.
There's a huge difference. And there's a lot of things that people don't think about. They say, oh, there's a free class of off-roading 101.
Or it's yes, and we see it. And
sometimes I cringe.
I cringe a lot. And in my arena, I see it a lot. So I've seen it with firearms.
Mm-hmm.
I actually, there was a guy selling a firearms course, and he wasn't in the military, he wasn't a police, he wasn't a competition shooter. He learned everything on YouTube and opened his own company.
Saying that?
Well, he ended up within 18 months to 2 years getting sued.
Of course.
But all the catastrophic events. And that's an example. So firearms, or if you buy a motorcycle, go get motorcycle training, get professional training. You buy a boat, get boat training. When you get an off-road vehicle or even ATV or anything, so somebody who thinks they know what they're doing versus somebody who goes to class. One goes to become an instructor and takes what's called instructor technique school. And those are from 40 to 120 hours of just learning how to teach people, how to read people, what type of learner are they, and actually how to write a lesson plan. So if somebody gets out and teaches and they don't have a lesson plan,
they're just shooting from the hip. It opens you up to things that could happen to you in a bad way.
And we get back to, you got $30, $40, $50, $100,000 vehicle, and they're telling you to do this.
Exactly.
And then the vehicle gets damaged.
Yeah. Whose fault is it?
It's both people's fault.
Exactly.
But so do they? It's a sensitive subject because there is no standard for off-road driving. There is nobody who says, hey, you've got to have, this to be you can call yourself that. And I have actually met a couple all over the country.
Ouch.
And one guy read books on it and decided to start a company. And I saw some of his stuff, and So for law enforcement and military and first responders, much like the medical side,
yes,
you have to meet certain standards to teach. You can't go to Joey Bag of Donuts to learn how to intubate somebody.
No.
You have to go.
But they think that you do.
But they think they can do it.
Yep. And in fact, we're having that issue right now. Is we got a lot of people that are saying they're nurses.
Yes. Well, just had
they're
that
not.
case.
Oh, they had someone arrested. I saw
had-
that
yeah,
here in
just here,
town.
right here,
Yeah.
right here at the hospital that I'm associated with.
No kidding.
Yep. So now all of us have to go through to prove that we are who we are.
Correct.
And we've been through school.
Yes.
We got the certificates.
Yes.
Everything's up to date.
All that stuff
Our
should
Ts
have been
are
done beforehand.
and trust me, it's been interesting conversations amongst us. Just
No kidding.
because
Yeah.
it puts a black eye on us.
Yes.
I
And the
mean-
lawsuits. The lawsuits they're going to have from that.
Yep. Especially if this person took care of them and it was a wrongful death, or it just plays out in so many different ways.
The attorneys are frothing right now. They're just drooling over the potential cases that they could get for this stuff, right?
Yes, exactly.
So when we're talking, here's a good example. We are both had vast amount of experiences,
Yes.
and we didn't know what we didn't know.
No, there's still things out there, even though
We're learning every day.
I'm learning every day. If I don't learn something new performing my job,
Yes.
guess what?
Yeah.
That was a wasted day.
So when I met Jeff goes, "Hey, can you come teach?" And we did a course. And Jeff goes, "I guess I'm not going to break stuff anymore."
Nope. I'm not going to go swimming anymore.
And
Well, I did.
You do. But so I grew up, since I was a kid, our family had farms. One farm had X number of acres. So at 10 years old, I was driving a vehicle. Doesn't mean I was driving it right. Okay.
Exactly.
Or the tractor or something else, you know?
Right.
And then but since I was 14, we built a dune buggy, and I was driving there's beaches in Rhode Island that you didn't need a license. So at 14, I'm driving this dune buggy all over the place. Luckily, I never got stuck. I never flew over a dune or anything. And then again, I bought 4-wheel drive vehicles, and I was learning. And then I didn't learn. I have a lot of experience, but it wasn't technical, and some of it wasn't right.
Oh, I can say I know quite a few times that things that I did were not right.
Yes.
I've seen things that I was out with people that they did that almost cost a man his life.
But I've seen a lot of accidents where and I looked at it, I come across somebody's off-road accident, and I'm like, how did I said, okay, let me ask, did this, and this occur? Like, yeah. I'm like, okay, you guys didn't see the train wreck coming.
I got to tell you real quick.
Go ahead.
Break up on this. It's funny you say that when you drive by these accidents and
Yes.
things like that. There are videos on social media, and this one guy, they put these together whereas they drive by,
Yep.
and they're videotaping it, and they just, the person who owns the car, regardless if there was a turnover, a flip, or ran into a wall or did something, he just drives by and say, "Hey, you can't park there." And then it would clip to the next one, and you see the reaction is people going, "What the," flipping them off and stuff. "Hey, you can't park there."
Yeah.
You can't park there.
Oh, so again, people get a driver's license,
Yeah.
but how many actually get really professional training?
Well, here
in driving?
we'll stop there for a second. Think about this guy that just killed the 3 people with the semi-trailer doing a U-turn on a place that he wasn't supposed to be, and
Great point.
didn't have the licensure or the training.
Well,
he was just given a license.
That's a big discussion regarding something totally different.
No, but it still falls into
But
the
it
same
falls
thing.
into that. Well,
Again, so
it's not. Well, it's not training. It's
Well, that was a whole lot of things.
it's a whole lot of
There was a
political
whole
stuff
lot of
behind
political
it.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
But for the
Yeah.
most part,
But it's
is
it
somebody
goes
that
beyond
wasn't
that.
trained.
Right.
He should have had a certificate. So he should have.
I've gone to school. I've taken the test.
Yes.
Right.
I can drive a semi safely.
Well, you're supposed to, but some states, it's there's a gray area. there,
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Let's just be nice about it.
Well, I'm not going to be nice about it, no, because
I mean, I'm just
you lost human lives over something so stupid
Like, what were
that
you
you
thinking?
could have gone and done it the
They
right
didn't-
way.
just
Just go,
didn't know any
go
better.
down to the next exit,
Right.
go up the ramp, then come back,
back
around
around.
and come back on. That's all you had to do. How much time are you going to save? Well, in this case,
He didn't, and he's sitting in jail now. Good for him.
He's going to lose 20 years of his life versus 20 minutes. If it was that,
Right.
depends on where the next exit was. So let's go up and do it. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
And those are examples of,
Not having the proper training.
and yes. So I used to see that when we used to go out to Hard Rock. And I used to go out to Hard Rock in Ocala. There was an off-road park. And again, I watched the kid, brand new. He just got this, Land Rover, a used one, the disco model. And it was his 3rd day, and his buddies, all the high school kids, let's go out, let's go do this. This is fun. And he rolled it several times, got him and his buddy not seriously hurt, but just totaled his first car. What? For no training. Something as simple as how
It looks easy, but there's more to it.
there's a big science behind it, and some of these. So again, we get into training is if we train because you help me now a lot,
Yep.
and you're my safety because you make sure I don't forget. I teach off a lesson plan. Oh, you're there too. You
Yeah.
see me.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have that book all the time because we can get off subject and then make sure you cover this, and if you don't cover that, and you don't have that lesson plan in front of you, and it's not an approved lesson plan, and it's been, certified.
It's tried and true.
Correct.
That's the
It's
whole
proven.
thing.
Yes, my courses are proven, and luckily and in my case, I had to go through. Well, I had to get trained. I had to go through an instructor's course. I had to be signed off by like a master instructor. a guy who's in charge of train the trainer, get all those things signed off. I have to teach in front of them. And then when I brought the course to Florida, I had this whole packet,
Yep.
same thing you did. Like you talk about in medical, I had to bring, okay, here's my instructor techniques, and here's my emergency vehicle driving, and here's my tactical driving instructor certificates, and then my off-road instructor certificates, and my recovery certificates,
Right.
And then I had to go for a murder board. I had like 12 people, a lot of troopers, but troopers, they don't drive off-road, thank God. And I'm picking on them, but they were very, hey, we're going to teach this, as the fish and wildlife guys, hey, but I would go over, and the course had to be vetted by not only them, it had to be vetted by Tallahassee Community College back then, but so everybody had to vet it, and then their legal people had to look at it. You're not going to see that with,
Hey, we're having that 101 course.
That self-taught person.
Saturday.
Yes.
Here.
yes,
Come meet us at 8:00 and
Yes.
we'll go over it.
yes, you're just not going to have that level. And you're not going to have, again, the experience I have. I've literally driven on numerous continents off-road. And I have a vast amount of, I had experience prior, but the experience I have now, having been trained,
is more gained experience. That's correct.
Being properly trained. Same thing, boat operating, man. I grew up on boats. Until I became a boat captain. I even became a boat captain, yeah. But until I went through the first responder boating schools, yeah.
You weren't a boater.
I wasn't a boater.
No.
I wasn't a boater. And that's what we try to teach people here is, hey, we don't want you to get hurt. We want you to get a maximum efficiency out of your vehicle. We don't want you to wreck your vehicle. We don't want you to wreck the environment. But we want you to have fun and be safe and come back for more.
And we're not saying these people that are holding these classes are bad people.
They just don't know what they don't know.
I don't think that they really think about what they're doing. They're like, oh, I get to teach. I enjoy teaching. That's great.
But they're
you
not
need to
yes.
need to be vetted as knowing what you're teaching
Correct.
and understand the physics
Yes.
and all that behind it. And
Yes.
sometimes they don't. It's
Yeah,
all
yes.
they're taught by, I figure, I'm gonna say trial and error,
Yes.
more so error, because that's what gets you to the point of knowing what not to do.
Yes.
And that's what in reality, that's what teaching is this is what you do and this is what you don't do.
So we teach the recovery course, but we also teach how to not to get stuck. And then we find out, like when I was teaching, again, whatever group, whether it's St. Johns River Management District or whether it's a fire department or a police department or a military, because they always want this recovery training. And I'm like, just give me a half a day of teaching you how not to get stuck. And the ones that have come are getting less stuck. They have the recovery skills, and when I make them do all the recovery skills,
Right.
but they're finding out they are stuck less now from just being able to read terrain.
Yep. Understand the terrain. That was one of my biggest things was there's a mud pit, hit it 100 miles an hour. No.
Or water crossing. Or, hey, if I can't get out and walk through this patch, whatever it is, how am I going to drive through it? Am I going to be able to drive through it?
And if not, how do I get around it?
Get around it. Again, like we go out to Cracker Ranch when we do the Jeep Beach. We set up the trails, and
We have to go down each and every one of those trails.
Yes.
Is it safe for a stock vehicle to go down,
Correct.
or is it going to take a modified vehicle to go
correct.
down?
And we don't want anybody rolling their vehicle. We don't want anybody damaging their vehicle. We want them to come out.
And have fun.
And by the way, Cracker Ranch, the add-ons for Jeep Beach 2026, that's part of the add-ons, and it's all the add-ons
That's
are
confirmed?
They're all, yeah, it's all
It's
the add-ons.
confirmed.
Add-ons are ready to go for those who are registering right now.
Because there's
On
kind of a little,
jeepbeach.com.
yeah, there's kind of a little rumor going around there wasn't going to be any more Cracker Ranch.
Oh, really? I didn't know. I
And,
guess I
but
missed it.
hopefully that's all snubbed and taken care of by now. So, but yeah, Cracker Ranch is on, and of course, we go out there and we want you to have fun.
Yes.
That's why we spend,
a lot of money.
go from January till about the week before, and we're out there double checking and checking, making sure that things are safe for you to go through.
That's another example. You brought it up. So before I teach a course, I've got to go out and I'll make I'll go out 2 or 3 times to check the area, but I always go the day before because I've found within a week conditions
Things change. It's
change.
just like right now. We've had so much rain
Yes.
that these trails that we know that used to be
Dry.
guess what? They're over your hood now.
Yes.
And that's all it takes is just,
Yes.
what was it? 2 years ago. Here's a prime example. We've been having rain. Everything looked good. We would be able to go out to Cracker Ranch and open up a lot of the trails.
Yes.
We went the day before. It started pouring down rain and rained for 36 hours solid. Went out there. Everything was flooded.
Everything. Yes.
And it was like, oh my God.
Well, right
what do
now,
we do?
here locally,
Everybody's flooded.
everything is flooded.
Right.
And it's rare because there wasn't a tropical storm. It was nothing. It was
It's just that time of year
Yeah.
where the rain's going to happen.
So, but yeah, I mean, there's no disrespect to these people that are teaching, but guys, come on, get the right training or get with somebody that has truly been trained
Yes.
or vetted through an agency of some sort.
correct.
You know, be cautious who you go through.
Yes.
Because there are agencies, as you said, that I watched YouTube and now I'm ABC Incorporated and I'm going to teach you all about off-roading, but I don't know anything really.
Again, how to use a high lift jack. That's pretty technical, but
And it's
Yeah,
dangerous.
it is.
it is. I happen to like it. There's a lot of people who don't like it.
Yeah, that's right. We had to you
Yes.
can find an old episode of what
Yes.
we had talked about that.
You know, it's a great tool. Do they demonstrate everything when they get to an instructor demo? Are they doing a proper instructor demo?
Correct. I mean, that's just like we had a food bar, what was it, a year and a half ago with Cracker Ranch. We were teaching the volunteers out there. And we
Oh, my
had somebody
gosh.
that kind of interrupted how we were teaching and thought that they knew more than we did. And we kind of just went, enough is enough. And
So that was in my notes. So what happened is, here's the thing that I'm going to tell you what separates Jeep Beach from some of these other things. We do their training, but we're certified trainers, and we've done their training. We have a proven track record.
Yep.
Some of these other Jeep events, it's the self-taught person teaching it, and so we have to tell them, hey, you're not going to do that here. You can do that at that other Jeeping event in February. You can do that at this Jeeping event over here. But with us, here's what we want you
these
to do.
are our rules and regulations.
And
This
they're
is-
proven tactics.
And this is to cover us on insurance.
Oh, yes. And I can tell you, I will venture to say they don't have any liability insurance.
No.
'Cause
I mean,
hoops I
the
have to
event
jump
has
through.
the liability, but it doesn't cover their training.
No.
Jeep Beach does.
Yes, yes. And I have to have training. So my company has training. And I'm lucky, I'm fortunate. I don't pay an exorbitant amount, but it's still.
But your track record is proven.
Oh, yes.
So that
yes,
keeps
yes.
your costs down.
Yes. So it really has. It makes a difference. But these other people,
Yeah. They're fly. I'm gonna call them fly by night, and it's not to be disrespectful about
Yes.
it, but they are fly by night.
Yes.
And they're teaching things somewhat right,
Yes.
but somewhat wrong. They're
Yes.
not. They're not going down that path, and they're teaching the same way each and
Yes.
every time.
Yes.
Because we have gone to other training
yes.
to look and see, and just sit back and watch.
Yes.
And
And I'll take copious notes. I'm going to tell you, folks, I'm going to take notes because I'm going to say if this comes up, so I can defend. Like, hey, this person did this. That's not what I trained, and they learned that here. And if that person was a participant in some of those events, and every Jeep event wants people to have safe, but they just don't realize some of their people who are in charge of the trail rides or doing all these things.
yeah,
They don't have the certification,
no, they don't.
but they're
Or
doing it
or at least attempted to get some type of certification or real training.
correct.
Follow under, like with you. I followed under you for so long now. I
Yes.
can teach you the same things
Yes.
that you've taught me.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
No, you can. Leaps and bounds. And seriously, from the first to now, what a huge difference. But what we have worked together, we've trained together,
And we
where these
understand what the main focus is and what we're trying to do for these people to keep them safe. That's all we're teaching is safety.
yes, and where these other ones is like, well, okay, who's the boss? Who's overlooking? Who's making sure you're safe? They don't. But I can tell you that some of those, they're very fanatical in their. They're like, oh, we got to. I'm like, nah, we're not. I'm just saying, time out. We're not doing that way. We're not doing it. And we had to prove that. That was a interesting time.
And two is, when we teach, we have you sign in.
Yes.
So that way, if something were to happen, I can go back or Bart can go back and say, no, this person was taught this way
Yes.
on this date. This is our training, and here you go.
And here's our lesson plan. Here's our waivers. Here's everything.
Yeah. So,
the sign-in sheet. They were there. They were in the class. So, and we can show that. But these, I can tell you, we have some of them that come. And now the ones that have come for several years will. And
they're more receptive to what we teach them.
They like from the first time, and then like now they're like, "You want us to do that?" and their thumbs up. And guess what?
Because now they've seen how it works and that it is safe,
And-
or it is the correct way.
Yes, and overall, we do a very good job for the ones that we train, and that's important.
It is. It's very important. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I don't want anybody to see their vehicle get damaged. I don't want to see anything ripped off. The list goes on and on and on. Whereas the person that's teaching you, ask yourself, do they have my best interest in mind?
Correct.
Unfortunately, that's the way I see it, and it's one of the things that we've even talked to Charlene Bauer about it.
Yes.
And we had a very good conversation about it, and she even went and got certified, if I remember right, just here recently, of being able to teach.
Yes. But
Because-
she is a professional, though.
Right, she's been doing it forever.
Yes.
But she is
She was a
once
professional
again,
driver.
proven,
Yes.
whereas
Yes.
others may not be so much proven.
Correct. So I get to, we talk about, we've covered all those topics, the pros and the cons.
For the most part, yes, we have.
And again, you brought up some great stuff that, people don't understand.
Yeah, just like I'm reading here now, a local person that is self-taught, they call themselves an off-road instructor.
Yep.
They know the local trails, their expertise on that, whether it be here, Maine,
Yes.
California, wherever. That's awesome.
Yes.
They would make a very good addition to a team of teaching
Okay.
instead of trying to do it all themselves.
Yes.
Bring on somebody that has the knowledge, has
Yes.
the credentials plus everything in place to protect you.
Yes.
Because you know what? Someone gets hurt, you can kiss your house, your vehicle,
If you're not protected,
and everything
Yes.
gone. Poof, that quick.
if you're not protected.
Because the first thing a lawyer's going to say, did you sign a waiver?
Yep.
If you didn't sign a waiver that's been written by a lawyer,
Yes.
guess what?
And then were your practices sound, safe, and proven?
Exactly.
Are they tried and true? I was at a course in New York, and I was there. It was a trainer course with a different group, but I was watching. They were using this facility, and I was watching this guy teach hill climbs,
Right.
and I watched the guy break his front drive shaft and his axle, and I'm like, well, that didn't go. I mean, again, he wasn't teaching left foot brake. He wasn't teaching throttle control. He was teaching just hammer it down and get up there. And the guy had a supercharger.
Oh, geez. See, that's
So-
not even then.
Twisted everything right up.
Right away. And you didn't have to do that, And then here's me with my old 2008 Jeep. Hey guys, nothing for nothing. Left foot brake went up so smooth, and I'm like, but this guy was an instructor, and he was actually an instructor from a group.
Did you talk to him afterwards?
Oh yeah, because I said, why are you teaching him to use so much momentum? It's not needed here. This is not a momentum. This is a traction one. Oh, this is just cool.
Oh, all right. Well,
I'm like, and the guy had money. The guy had $100,000 Jeep. And the guy goes like, hey, I'll just get it fixed. He had money.
more money than brains.
And that's the problem.
File that one
But
under
this
that.
guy was an instructor, and I'm like, okay. I had questions about that. I had and that just told me right away is, hey, this group, and again, the group had some good people with it, but then things get watered down as it comes down the level.
Right, yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, why did I even come up here? But he wasn't one of the instructors I had to deal with. I had to deal with a different group.
Right, okay.
That's
I'm gonna run down some pros and cons real quick.
Then we get
Self-taught, the pros of them is real world experience, driving knowledge,
Yep.
in their terrain, flexible teaching style, a lower cost, of course, because they don't have to pay for anything. They're good with local trails, and they relate to hobbyists very well because I've been there, done that mentality.
correct.
Okay, so now with the insured, certified, or pro instructor, there are verified competencies, insurance covered, structured curriculum, and higher credibility. We have access to different networks.
Yes.
If there's things that you want to learn even deeper, we can dive into that.
Yes.
Now the cons for a self-taught is no formal vetting. They have a huge high liability risk.
Yes.
Sorry, my every once in a while my brain goes. Potential safety gaps, as we've talked about.
Yep.
Hooking, rigging up things wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
In that sense, limited credibility for partnerships.
Yes.
Whereas we're growing our partnerships as
Yes.
we go along, and we have them ask us to come out to them now.
Yes.
So that says a lot about how we teach.
Yep.
And then they have no formal recourse. What are you going to do? You're going to go after Joe Schmo that held a 101 course?
Or that group, the
Or
5
that
of
group.
them, and they're a nonprofit.
Yep. And where's your liability
Yep.
against them? There is none. So cons for us, of course, is higher cost.
Yes.
We have less flexibility because we're setting our training ways. We have to teach to this standard.
For liability and safety.
For safety, exactly. Potential less world grip, but I think that we covered that pretty well because you've driven overseas. I've driven overseas.
We've driven all over
driven
the place.
boats. You've driven boats.
Yes.
We've got a good common knowledge and a respect. And
All types of terrain, wherever we're at.
I mean, I'm not going to do well in the mountains because I really haven't drove up
Yeah.
there. But you know what? With what I know, I could probably do.
As long as you're going slow.
Exactly. It's
Pick your line.
Exactly. And then scheduling constraints. I mean, you work full time, I work full time, so we're kind of limited on what we can do.
Yes.
So those are the cons. Takeaways: if your nonprofit mission includes public events, partnerships, or liabilities activities, an insured certified instructor often is stronger protection and for credibility.
For everybody. For everybody
Okay.
involved. The event, everybody.
If your focus is community-driven, informal skill sharing with low overhead, a self-taught instructor can bring authenticity and local flavor. But that's still teetering on a dangerous side because
Correct.
they are not covered by if something should happen.
True.
Okay. And, like I said, a hybrid combination of a certified instructor and someone that's local that's not certified, bring those together, that could be a good union.
Yes.
As long as both teams have to work together, and that's the hard part there.
That's it.
Because you and I are set
Yes.
one way, and they're set in another way, and
Correct. Especially if you smash in your brand new tailgate when you don't listen. From a recoil.
Who did that?
Oh, we're not going to talk.
Am I not-
We're not
you
gonna-
did that.
Not me.
No,
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 sir.
no.
Well, who did it?
We'll talk.
We'll talk-
offline.
we'll talk
It was
offline.
one of the people who came and I'm an expert. I know how to do this.
Oh, you don't want to. Okay, you don't want to name
I got
names
pictures.
because
I
he
got
was-
pictures of it. Yeah, I got pictures of
You
it.
can post those, right?
no.
I did not.
Okay, but you could if you want. But you don't want.
No,
You want to be
I-
too.
I-
be
No,
nice.
we're not that kind of person that we're going to take and belittle somebody for not doing what they should have done.
Yes. Right.
Hopefully they have learned from doing this and they won't do it again.
Right.
At least with us.
Yes.
If they want
Yes.
to do it somewhere else and
Yes.
do it wrong,
Right.
Yes.
That's
I
on
guess
them.
maybe the best route would be probably to get permission and say, "Look, we want to. Mind if we post and talk about this?" But that wasn't going to happen.
We talked,
Oh,
and we
okay.
like the person. We like the person a lot. It's just, it's the old bull, young bull.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's the best. That's the best way, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, some guys like to do that stuff, I guess.
It
That's
was,
just-
but it cost
he
him
has
money.
he has very good intentions.
Correct.
Oh, all right.
And he's learning every
And he's
day.
learning. And
He's learning. And he's yes.
more so learning to open up to new ideas
Yes.
instead of closing down.
Okay.
And that's half the battle.
Yes.
Yep.
A couple things I want to hit on is if you go on YouTube, there are some. So I'll just tell you this: Dave Storton from the Driving Company out in California, phenomenal, top-notch guy, excellent guy. Actually, I sent one of my guys from Daytona PD that lives out there.
Right.
He said, hands down, that's the place to go. Like or Matt Belez,
Yep.
great guy out in Colorado. Nina Barlow, who's out there in the Arizona, New Mexico area. Another quality. Look at their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you see some other people, and I'm going to pick on this one person, don't be doing recovery drills in your sandals, open toe
Oh,
sandals.
without a doubt. Yes.
No. I pick on them, and a lot of talent, but that's like right away for me. That's an OSHA violation. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You need closed toes.
Yeah.
But that's a good
But
example of.
that's exactly.
That's a good example of me knowing, like, no, that's a no-no.
All right.
So
All right.
we'll get
I
out of
think
here.
with that, we'll call
We
that.
talked your ear off.
We'll call that one
Done.
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 If you guys do have questions or you want to know about people out on the West Coast,
Yep.
by all means, email us at offroadtoolbox.
Yes, I know a lot of the instructors. I've worked with a
We'll
lot of
send you the
them.
links.
Yes.
We have
Good people.
We're more about you getting the right teaching
Yes.
than doing it the wrong way. All
right.
With that, stay safe out there, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
And there you have it. Don't you feel smarter now? We'll drop more knowledge on you soon. Thanks for listening to the Off-Road Toolbox, powered by Best Price Trailers.